Sweet Tooth Season 3 brings back the Netflix series to end Gus' story in the way it should, with necessary love and care. Based on the DC, Vertigo, comic book of the same name, Sweet Tooth tells the story of a world where humans have been almost completely eradicated by a disease called the sick. In their place are the hybrids, a growing population that consists of young children who are half human and half animal. The series focuses on Gus, who is seemingly the first hybrid, a dear boy with the biggest heart of all. Last season put an end to the biggest villain of the series thus far. In the Sweet Tooth Season 2 finale, Neil Sandilands' General Abbott dies alongside his army, the last men, in a fierce battle at Yellowstone. With the group of hybrid kids secure, Gus, Big Man, Wendy, and Becky set out on a difficult mission of making their way to Alaska in order to find Gus' mom, Birdie, who is a scientist still looking for a way to cure the sick and save humans from going extinct. Sweet Tooth looks as stunning as ever in Season 3. Sweet Tooth is an exciting series because of the nuanced and hopeful take it brings to post-apocalyptic stories. On the one hand, things are dire for the human race, with a bleak ending approaching fast. However, there is also a huge deal of beauty to be found in this new world. With fewer humans, there is less destruction and killing, and thus nature has been allowed to heal in the 10 years that take place between the start of the Sick and Sweet Tooth Season 3. Sweet Tooth has had some amazing visuals throughout its run, pairing off nicely with the emotional story that showrunners Jim Mickle and Beth Schwartz set out to tell. Season 3 continues that perfect mix of a world that is both full of wonder, seen through the eyes of Gus, Wendy, and other young hybrids, and violence, the default setting of most humans still alive by this point in the show's timeline. Gus and his friends face a long and tumultuous road to find a way to get to Alaska, while the villainous Helen Zhang has other plans for Gus. It is interesting to see how much Gus has grown throughout this journey. There is a specifically poignant episode where the character is mostly by himself that shows the huge changes in Gus' life since leaving the comfort and safety of Pubba's cabin to venture off into the world. While Gus is more mature and aware of the dire situation of the world outside his sunny Yellowstone home, the young boy still retains that spark that only a child can have, never faltering in his compassion towards others. Sweet Tooth Season 3 brings closure. The cast gives it their all. Sweet Tooth Season 3's cast sees the return of the series' core stars and adds a few new names that help bring the show through to the finish line in the best way possible. Christian Convery makes Season 3 his best yet in the lead role of Gus. He shows growth in his acting skills and makes the character deeply compelling. Gus is more mature but retains his childlike wonder, with Convery slightly switching his approach depending on what kind of obstacle or new character Gus and the gang find on the way to Alaska.